The human was dressed in long robes and running around with great grace. At first glance, this would likely be one of many monks out in the multiverse. But as they approach the coming horde of goblins, they suddenly burst with a cloud of smoke, and there are four more duplicates of the same human, all doing the exact same action. The Petrikazi Guardian held their hands up as several symbols made of pure psychic energy floated in the air around them, causing attacks to come out of the symbols instead of them. The Motto held their hand against the ground as they began to be cornered by the entire Thieves Guild in the black market. Luckily for him, this was perfect conditions, as every surface suddenly had shadows of his own all come to life and started attacking the other people's shadows, damaging them through their shadows while he fought off the others in person. The Symbolists around the multiverse are a term that I call those who have been able to create some kind of duplicate of themselves using magic. Surprisingly, it is very common that these people who create false duplicates are very ninja-like. It must be from something really popular out there. That is a quote from Willow Auran, the writer. I'm the writer, but this is in terms lore writer of this book. And then Symbolists are a heavily ninja-based class that also focuses heavily on the use of what are called symbols. Symbols are the terms for the false duplicates you create of yourself. These symbols can attack for you, take hits for you, or can be used to quickly frighten a group of people into thinking you have more numbers than they do. When a symbol dies, a different effect can happen depending on your chosen subclass, so you want to choose carefully. So right here is going to be the art of the Symbolist. That's my dog back there. Like I said, very ninja-like and using clones. This is based very obviously off of Naruto. I think that was the whole joke with the must be from something popular out there quote. It was based off of Naruto. So we're gonna start getting into this class. It is, ninja based, clone based, but the symbols are also all each unique depending on your subclass. So you can make a symbolist quickly by having your dexterity as your highest ability score and intelligence as your second highest, and you can choose the stage background. A symbolist uses a d6 for their hit dice. This does seem pretty low, especially since the symbolist is supposed to be a martial class, but they are a special martial. The whole goal of them is not to be hit, so they're not going to have much hit points. They have proficient in light armor, light weapons, and simple weapons, no tools, and dexterity and intelligence saves. And the skills they get are stealth and any two other skills of your choice. Your starting equipment is a katana or a short sword, a crossbow with 20 bolts or any other ranged weapon, one set of light armor, and then an explorer's pack or a dungeoneer's pack. So let's go ahead and get into the meat of this class. Starting at first level, you get scroll path and symbols. Scroll path is your subclass. You're going to get features for your subclass at 1st, 5th, 9th, and 15th level. This is going to depend what your symbols are going to do, which is what your next feature is. You gain a number of symbols available per day equal to your proficiency bonus. This is also shown on your table if you don't always remember that. You can summon a symbol as a bonus action, and each symbol has half of your current HP at the time that you summon it, and their AC is equal to yours. Most all of them will look identical to you for most of the subclass options. Some of them will not. Each summoned symbol only lasts 1 minute. Your symbols move with you unless something specific with your symbols or later upgrades says otherwise, and are within 5 feet of you or 5 feet of another symbol of yours, allowing you to create a line of these different symbols. Each time you're attacked, depending on how many symbols you have out, each time you're attacked, depending on how many symbols you have out, depending on if you get hit, roll a d6 for all of these. So if you only have one symbol out, you roll d6. On a roll of 1 to 3, it hits you. 4 to 6, it hits your symbol. On a roll, if you have 2 to 3 symbols, 1 to 2 hits you. 3 to 6 hits a symbol. If you have 4 to 5 symbols out, a roll of a 1 will hit you, but a 5 to 6 will hit a symbol. if you have all 6 of your symbols out, you don't even have to roll because it will hit a symbol. If you have 6 symbols out, it will hit a symbol and it will not hit you. This chart excludes the psychic subclass as their symbols are drastically different. You have a total number of symbols equal to your proficiency bonus for a day, and you can only regain an expended symbol after you finish a long rest. That's their first level, the core feature of this class, the symbols. Next, you can get into second level. You get Unseen Individual and Chrono Slash. For Unseen Individual, starting at second level, you can double your modifier in your Stealth skill, which you are already proficient in because you just get it as this class. So, you're doubling it by second level, so you have a Dexterity of 3, which wouldn't be a +5 for your modifier for your Stealth skill. That becomes a +10. That's if you only have a +3. So you get insanely good at stealth. Again, these are the ninjas. You also get Chrono Slash, which is a very anime attack. There's a lot of very anime-based ninja kind of things in this. But the Chrono Slash, starting at second level, as a bonus action, you can gain a whole new action on your turn by unsheathing your blade and instantly resheathing it. It looks as if you barely did anything to everyone else, but you're able to take another action during that time. You can use this ability only once and regain that use after finishing a long rest. So essentially, it's its own unique version of Action Surge, where this one does take a bonus action, but you can go bonus action to do this action attack. At third level, you get nothing, which is surprising, especially for most people get a lot of features in the first 2 levels, but no, they get nothing at third level. Fourth level, you get an ability score improvement. We all know how this works. And then a feature called Critical Slash. Starting at fourth level, after you've rolled to hit, you can choose to turn that attack into a critical hit instead, so long as the previous roll had already landed to hit. You get an additional use of this at 19th level. You can only use this once and regain that use after finishing a long rest. What I mean is the previous roll already landed to hit. Say if you're attacking a creature, let's just say you're fighting some wolves or something. You probably won't. You're level 4 at this point. You're fighting some wolves or something. You get like a 17 to hit. Sweet, that hits. But you just want to turn it into a crit just because. You can use this feature and turn that attack into a crit because it hit. But if you rolled like a 9, that's going to miss. And you can't use this feature to turn it into a crit because you missed the attack roll. At 5th level is a scroll path feature. At 6th level is a symbol improvements. Starting at 6th level, your symbols can move anywhere within 30 feet of you or 30 feet within another symbol of yours. And you can now make attack rolls through your symbols. So you can have a chain to really have... You can potentially be standing back while your symbols make this long chain to go further out to hit people with melee attacks while you're sitting in the back. This is why they have the D6, because they can make melee attacks from a greater range as they get going on. At 7th level, you get evasion. People should know how evasion works, but just if for some reason you have never played a monk or a rogue, or never even heard of what evasion is from a monk or a rogue, you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects, such as a red dragon's fiery breath or an ice storm spell. When you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half if you fail. Very good, very fitting for this class. At 8th level, you get another ability and score improvement. Okay, my dog just made a noise. At 9th level, you get a feature called Mist Vanish, and your next scroll path feature for Mist Vanish, starting at 9th level as a bonus action, you can choose to disappear in a puff of smoke or mist that are not visible to anything unless you have true sight. You can return to any point before the end of your next turn. You can use this ability once. You can regain that use after a long rest. So it's pretty simple. It's just essentially just a lot of. Okay, I haven't watched Naruto in a long time, but it's the classic ninja thing of just you hit them and all of a sudden you go to hit them, or like they just suddenly disappear into smoke. Even a Batman kind of thing. You disappear into smoke and then reappear somewhere else. Like, it doesn't make sense, but it happens because it's anime. At 10th level, you get nothing. At 11th level, you get extra attack. So everyone knows how this works. You take the attack action on your twice, you can attack twice instead of once. At 12th level, you get Omni Slash and another ability score improvement. Starting at 12th level as a bonus action, you can roll an attack for each symbol you currently have out using any weapon you have on you. Crits don't count during these attacks. You can use this ability once, and you regain that use after finishing a long rest. So that is a high level. When you have all 6 symbols, you go all 6 out. You can then go bonus action to attack 6 times. Crits don't count during this time, so you can't get like stupidly lucky and be very overpowered and getting a bunch of crits in these attacks. It's just all of your symbols quickly doing quick attacks to just do something with it. At 13th level, you get nothing. At 14th level, you get a feature called Symbol Transference. Starting at 14th level, you can move your consciousness from your own body to another symbol. So if your symbol is doing all right on hit points, but you're not, you can just swap bodies. The hit point for the symbol you are now inhabiting stays, as well as after the symbols run out of time, if your form looks different, it will revert to your normal form, and you can use this ability once and regain that use after finishing a long rest. This works with any subclass, even though some of them are weird. When you switch, you are now essentially just trading places with the symbol, but you're also trading hit points with that symbol. So if you send one symbol out to the back and hide as a safety precaution, if you don't know how a fight's going to go and you need someone to escape, you can have that ready to go. And then if everything's doing bad, you just switch out. You're with this one, which has half the hit points you had when you cast them. Which good optimal scenarios for that, having half your hit point maximum, which could be better than what you have at the moment, and you run up and you go do whatever you need to do with that one. Or you could just switch around during a fight to constantly keep yourself higher up on hit points. It's a pretty neat feature. There's not a lot going on through 15th level through 19th level, so I'm just going to go ahead and breeze through those. 15th is scroll path feature. 16th is an ability score improvement. 17th and 18th are both nothing. 19th is an ability score improvement and your second critical slash. We went over that earlier. Then level 20, your final feature. Oh, try to say penultimate. That would be level 19. Level 20 is your final feature. It's called Symbol Recharge. Starting at 20th level, if you enter a combat and are out of uses of your symbols, you gain 2 uses. It's not huge. It's kind of a little weaker for a 20th level feature, but you cannot really function that well without having your symbols, any symbols. Even 2 is much better than having none. So among these subclasses for the Symbolist, there is the Scroll of Flame, which uses flaming symbols and visages of you to burn, and they explode when destroyed. There's the Scroll of Psychics, which we mentioned previously. Scroll of Psychics, their symbols are psychic floating runes instead of clones, but even so, if you use your transference, that rune will turn into you with the same hit points. As well as Scroll of Psychics also gets access to spellcasting, so they are I don't want to call it 1/3 caster, like Eldritch Knight kind of scaling. Then the next one after that is the Scroll of Force, which you use unseen mystical powers to move and slice the air itself to create attacks. This one was based off of Hyrule Warriors Impa. Then there is the Scroll of the Shadow Warrior, which this one was described in the intro, using shadows, like straight up your shadows become your symbols, and they will attack and pull creatures into shadows and even attack other creatures' shadows to deal damage. So you want to play around with light as a Shadow Warrior. The Scroll of Dragons, which gives you different draconic-based features and elemental-based features depending on the dragons. And the final one is the Scroll of Zephyr, which uses the power of storms, and your symbols burst into a lightning bolt when they are destroyed. So even if creatures are destroying your things from range, the Zephyr ones can still strike and hurt them. So that's the Symbolist. Actually, honestly, I thought this was going to be a longer video than it was. It was definitely shorter than expected, being only like, 15 minutes right now? Pretty dang close to 15 minutes. But yeah, that is the Symbolist. Our next video or the next video is going to be about the Valkyrie. We're getting to the final 4 classes, baby. Yes, so the next class is the Valkyrie, the Pegasus fighting warrior type class with typically divine energies, but doesn't have to be. You'll see that twist when we get there. They can be a little bit more fun than just the traditional Valkyrie. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and Penny, you want to say bye? Do you want to say bye to them, Penny? Come here. Come on. She's being lazy. She doesn't want to say anything to you guys. She just wants to sleep. At least she's here. This is like the 3rd video she's in. She does not like to be here a lot. She likes to usually chill somewhere else, but no one else is home, so she's chilling with me right now. Sad that it takes all that for her to be here with me. She has to be alone with me, but you love me, Penny. Guys, I don't think she loves me. I'm scared.